I am psychiatric very sick. I am autistic, I am schizophrenia and psychocomplexia. I'm mentally ill and I have no resiliency on everything what I do in this world. I can't handle social situations, I'm aggressive, and I'm totally insane, totally abject and totally conveying idiot stories. I don't deserve one freedom, I don't deserve one freedom in life, and I am not ejecting this. Well, in that order I can say anything what I want. Well, I have attitude on my name. Attitude is a project from the Dutch government and United Nations at all. It was a scientific proof of evolution theory. It combines murder that kill and intent in relay to science and proofness, but it has a relation to high consequence. They use this in benefit of science to benefit in right neighborhood objection in criminal minds of few. They won't invert criminal activities in justice. That was their order in the Netherlands. Well, what was my opinion in that? Well, in my sick brain, I stalked one of the girls I loved. I call that a bio-provocado with radio signals in PP squad. But it is sick. That's who I am, I'm sick. They used me and they brought me to justice. They don't sentence me, they give me one rule of engagement on psychiatric. They put me there with no any respect at all. Then they put me in line psychiatric hospitality by bio-provocation, a mind of evolution relay. Did I ever mention this? That I'm a good guy? No, I don't do that. Okay, well, in order to that order, they tortured me on 18 degrees with psychiatric MK Ultra exclamation techniques. That was one of my main achievements in my operational of mine SL limited. I can convey that because that's classified operation in operator names. Well, how did it conceal? Well, it was a project from government with attitude named in complex intervenience, and that evolution was the main target in Oklahoma evolution. Here was a communication relay of dolphin attitude that they used to provoke evolution in mind. That is what they did in my life. I convey that I did a SEAL's convenient diplomacy with no surrender at all. But they want to license me to kill. They put reality in mind. And they thought, well, if you don't convey, I convey. Reality was always on my mind, but I was schizophrenia at all. That is what a psychiatric hospital said to me. Well, in that order, I convey that I have contact the universe with aliens involved who are deserving a useful detonation that they are a resilience of planet Earth. Now we are orbital in our life of the universe and we have contact aliens in Operation New Horizon. Yeah, that's one of my pornography. How is it instead that it's possible? I built a relation with a girl who calls Marley van der Velde, one famous girl in mind, of attitude, of famous Netherlands. But what was the dictation of this? Was there really a relation between Marley van der Velde and Bjorn Sikkes-Kroksnäs, or was this an insane, psychiatric, disputable thing? Well, we can say that there are proofs of that. Well, I convey justice a lot of times. I convey my messages to them, my messages to the intelligence, my messages to the police. They don't convey. They always keep that in trust. Well, but they don't order any messages back. It was only support on skill on the C45000 system that I compiled to root engineering. It was a scientific relay in that order that I put myself in science. But there was no justification in relay in backwards motion. So, what's the order? We are in the universe, planet Earth is disturbing, climate change is overruling us, media are corruption by government pressure, government is pressure them, is putting police offside, are criminal in mind, break alliance with famous people, put them under pressure, put them under slavery, so that they can control them. Use psychiatric diagnosis to suppress people in mind, to suppress people in life, convey criminal activities in brain communication, put pressure on criminals to make more victims, use criminals to let people suffocate and to make people disturbing, make them clinical with torture in mind. Yeah, I'm psychiatric, I can say this at all. I'm schizophrenia, I'm autistic. Well, in the eye of the beholder. That's what I say. What is the truth? Well, truth is always conveying for question. So I always quite asking myself questions. That's why I always listen to music, because it always questions myself, because it has what input on my brain, orbital brain. So, now we have a criminal organization that orders justice, that orders psychiatry, that orders the intelligence. All those guys are acting in criminal minds, but they do it on smooth criminal activities. So there's not always a assumption of the truth in mind. Now I'm very aware of this announcement, but can they put me on jail for this second-hand honesty? Or a lie in my psychiatric announcement here? But do you believe me what I say if I be honest about my psychiatric history? No, if I tell you that I'm really mental health, that I have a relation with Marley van der Velde from Good Times, Bad Times, the soap. If I tell you that we have contact the universe and that we build a political system and economy. That I can tell that I have invented warp drive, space-time traveling, and that I have made over more than 1200 patents, and that I am on disc 3 on neuroscience, the most intelligent, brilliant guy in this world, and that I am a family of the family of Einstein? Do you convey this and do you believe this really? Do you believe that humans make copies of brains and put them behind doors underneath the ground? Is this true? I am psychiatric really ill. Really ill. I am borderline. I'm a criminal. I'm very aggressive. I'm totally not trusted. That's what I can say. But that's in the eye of the beholder. What you believe is always in question. Questionize yourself. Do I convey mercy in my life? Do I convey any help in my life? No. I am suppressed. Suppressed in a mea culpa consolidation. Is it true? I'm listening to music the whole day. Do you understand that? The whole day. Week after week after month after year. Does the police understand that I have one pornography in life to my lovely darling Molly van der Velde and that I love her? Yeah. Do they are interested and let us be a lovely collect them in love drop? I don't know. Is this world on attitude evolution in Evolution Oklahoma? And is attitude conveyed to complete? Yes, I convey this. Are robotics a god in science? A god where you can say they can handle for 140% in scientific relay a god handling aptitude? Yeah, I can say that. Do you believe that I have invented this? Do you believe that they murder me attempt on the 4th grade and that they poison me more than 4,000 times in my life? And do you convey and believe that attitude was one murder that kill attempt on all people that was good for this world? Do you believe this? How is it possible that only very sick people like me can tell this story? I am autistic, schizophrenia, psychocomplexia. Beyoncé loves me, Rihanna loves me. Well, they validate me. But I'm sick, criminal, idiot, very sick, aggressive. Only if you write it down. Well, what's the order of that? Well, go to justice. Well, what's the drop down on this? I am highly intelligent, brilliant on my disc 1 on 3. I'm superior. My body is chemical compound. You can trust on it. This is really een thing of Ulumia Kamikaze. I am een oncologie of Ulimia Kamikaze en de COC-blok omhoud van de zender. I convene in decimal operations of SEAL compliance. I convene that I did surrender of army protection and lead as or operate World War III is significance of SEAL's operations in cold fire of citizens but in hot fire of SEAL's political statement. Do you convey that Bram Moskowitz is really a criminal in pay tax? Or do you convey that that was an upset of justice in corporal relations? I believe it. No, I don't believe it. Do you believe that Bram Moskowitz is really truth? Vulcan van der Graaf was one nice man. Never act on crime. Never. How such things can go wrong if you don't believe in the innocency of people? If you think that a bullet was a bullet for Pim or Mr. Fortuyn? Did you believe that the media park was really an assistance? Oh, maybe was it a truth? Or maybe we see the truth in what we want to see. And was there a mental provocation in mind of the NAPP? And was the MH17 a prosper of the FBI? That they convey that there are troubles in mind on terroristic convey, on shooting, on planes? Well, do you reference Pentagon? Do you have Iris Plecta, a boundary system with communication relay on 6000 broadband on 2.2 MHz frequency, 2.4 MHz frequency, 2.8 MHz frequency? I'm sick, I'm ill, I'm totally crazy, and I have a relation with a famous person in this mind, but no retract information on my desk in my computer. I must believe in a communication system that is in line with the world and that I convey with upload restore on my significance. Do you convey that my mimics are not real on truth and they are sampled of SEAL's appliance? My mimics always convey that there is something wrong and that they always convey in something retired? Yeah, that's how they put me in Cruxmax. Can you put Cruxmax in conference? Well, Latin, French and German. Well, do you believe that they put me in such much trouble in my body with provocation? And do you believe that the psychiatry in the Netherlands was one terroristic organization in mind? Then do you believe that the AIVD want mind control management on people like the FBI do? They can give a command and the people kill immediately without any surrender of, is it really necessary to kill this person? Do they convey that the terminal of Den Haag has no resultancy of existence if there was no money transfer from Saudi Arabia? And that Saudi Arabia asked for criminality in the terminal of Den Haag? Is this true? Are we really living in reality, people? Or see we only what we want to see on television or media sequence? I am sick and I'm very idiot and I'm autistic and I'm schizophrenia and I'm really a bunch of criminal minds and psychiatric idiocy. Really. That's what I tell you. Okay. Who is conveying that I am a chi master in 9 opposite grade? And that I can give you a punishment of stableness in your psychiatry. with a warp engine in my name. I put 5.4 MHz frequency to your personality, and I can convey that you are disabled if you are sick and ill in your psychiatry. Do you believe in vortex relations on connectivity with your brain? It's true. Biointerface is one communication system to convey your passport, your medical history, and your jurisprudential ways of acting. But I'm psychiatric, very sick and retiredness at all in mind. Do you convey that the politics is one scene of objection? And do you believe that the World Championship of the final between Germany and the Netherlands was one apprehension of truth and not on disposal of this warrant on chemical balance on the Dutch football players? Do you believe that people were PP squad with medical biopurification to handle in crimes in the whole world under leading on Neil Strauss? Do you really think that that is true? Do you believe that Coca-Cola is really a sugar issue? If you burn it down to 4000 degrees? Do you know that only one sequence of Coca-Cola is always a sequence of no sugar ability? Because 4000 grade there is no sugar ability in chemical history. Never ever, never ever. You're going back to that order of factical track. Do I have any reference at all? Well, I am on this time, on this moment, batch 2304C12. You must know batches are always time traveling awareness. Do you convey that time traveling is always 6th grade on universe dimensional ways of 2.8 warp in preemption of a 6th grade yard intervenience with velocity demolishment on altitude? And that there's always a bow in movement to convey that there is a spiritual dimensional space-time traveling, that you can convey that there's always a pressure of 640,000 psi square inch per 4 decimal high grade or my bulimia discount. And do you believe that there is 600,000 decimal in pornography that belongs on your air traffic control? Well, I am a family of Einstein and a family of White and Veenstra. Do you believe that I am psychiatric very sick? I am psychiatric very ill. I am aggressive and I am a danger for this world. That is what I can put on television. That is what I can put on lecture, and anything what's notable on that. But I have hyplecta, and I am hypolecta. So I have sexual interest in you, because sex is one motive for me. Is the truth really conference in Latin, French, German? In our television and media one comprehension of dysfunctional relay? And does everybody must trust me or my words? Or is the truth one skimmy skies for manipulation of God? Do you believe that the Pope is Latin, French, German in name of Allah? And that Allah was one pornography of science, fact, of fiction? Do you believe that the Romans write down the real story in the termination of encryption of the Quran? Was the Quran a lovely book that Prophet Oclitania called in Italia, or well in Arabia, Prophet Ashimayan? a good man with dense obesity? Is this world a matrix in its own? Or live we in reality of audio frequencies that determine how the weather course can go, and that we are humans responsible for our own weather if we feel good and we feel bad? Or we add crime at it? Do you believe that football is one honesty mind of soccer, and that soccer is always possible of no doubt in result? Do you believe that we want this at all? Who is my name that I must be one of our resultancy of crimes to provoke in princess names, that they must convey me to child abuse? Yeah, I'm sick and retired and ill. Is this true? Well, to convey, is this reality? Well, do you have reference? Well, I use reverse engineering to convey that I can never accept any responsibility to this. Because if you are a highly sick person in your name, with all mental disabilities, with all mental sicknesses, then you are never really of liar, of resultancy, of cutable. Well, if you want to know what's the real opportune of attitude and Lumia Kamikaze, I can give you true reference that always convey on that on Pentagon, and that is referential 604-3/-04 and referential 604/-04. That is one conveying. Is the King of the Netherlands one pornography of good behavior, or are they a resultancy of mirror imaging in good behavior? And is ISIS more than likewise a mirror of the whole ability of what I said in my last sentences? Is criminality one shadow of mind, and are princess kings only an objective of goodness? Or are we transferring to worlds of demolishment? Are the politics really interested with girls and boys in this world? Well, in that order I convey. Well, I love my wife, so she conveyed in the C45,000 system on relation portrait with me. I asked prosecutor of court to convey this in justification, but we are separated in soul, separated in physical appliance. Why? Is this really a backtrack of goodness? Or is this rule one lie and cheat in order to love and warfare? And are we a breakdown of government that don't accept us, that don't respect us, and that only respect the truth of criminal minds in objectives or in science? Or is there a responsibility that they lie and cheat and use criminals to cover their own secrecy? Is there a truth? What's really going on is on Pentagon reference 604-3210 on the Netherlands, or Pentagon reference 604-3218. Well, on mathematical scale, I can say that I told the story of my personal life 6%, is real, that the story on science was 138.9% real, and overall is the mathematical relay of this honesty 130.604. To feel and say, I can say that there is always conference or Latin, French, German in number significant in translations of language connotation. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank the Tribunal of Den Haag to accept me in no money back relations. I want to thank the European Hof, the European Court, to convey that Saudi Arabia is a very good money partner in your time, to let people know that your magistrates are always convening on money transfer back emotion if you accept that your existence is one Saudi Arabia or name. Well, do you want to put me in jail for this honesty? Well, I cover you back. Why? You attempted me to murder. You attempted me to torture. You attempted me to break down my whole life. You attempted me on false motives. You attempted me on distance control of psychiatry. You attempted me on government payment. You attempted me on no future at all. So, who is trusted in putting people for jail? If I never ever had any criminal activity without provoking in less than 16 degrees of provocation on brain or mental reliance, do I ever did something wrong in their opportune, or was I a victim of this? Or did I really lie and cheat to you? Well, on my personal life, you must go to the Pentagon reference on 603.902. And I give you a sample of a new batch number in time consultancy, and my batch number of my operations on Phoenix is 6043210. Phoenix is one government issue on ping coefficient 220, and it's one obligation of my own intelligence that I significant create in mind, and that I ordered in mind. Put you me in jail for this honesty, or put you me in jail that I save this public trust in innocent pornography, and that I save this planet Earth? Because without me, you can't hold your life support on planet Earth, and that I was one master of this life in universe on planet Earth, and that you don't accept me in that honesty. And that you select your honesty in your mind and your judgmental ways of acting. What was my satisfaction about that? Give you my life back, or is it a death warrant on my name? Well, if that's a subscription on that name, I can believe and trust on few of your psychosis that are robotics, that are your scarcity in your life, and that oil is a resumption of not endless restore about 60 degrees. And that was one mind in my mind. So, who is winning and who is losing? If we work together, we win. If we fight together, we lose. There's no endless restore on that. And you put people on life, well, if you put people on that life, that the whole world is bleeding, that the whole world is crying, and that the whole world has no convening idiocy in this world, that they have pain, and they get idiot by your food supply, with chemical boundaries on that, with chemical torture. If you put mustard in your grocery shop that has 80% of plutonium nitrate in it, and it has a cancer involvement on 130%, do you are honest about that? Or do you convey that pizza is good for you and that is French fries is good for you and snacks are good for you? In future management of oil, yes, that is good for you. Well, if you believe science, that was not a confederation of science after 1962, that this was ended in 2015, and that we have new confederations significance on science till the 4th grade. And that's in order that we can say that the 3rd grade is always honest and the 4th grade is always professional, and that we believe that if we go to mind that teeth brushing is one economic involvement of your dentist, and that they want you and that they love you because you brush your teeth, you get holes in your teeth. Well, in that order, I am sick, I am ill, I am crazy, I'm an idiot, I'm not a poor, girls don't love me, everybody hates me, everybody discounts me. Or is the reality just a referential to Pentagon, and I say referential 604321004? Do I comply? Do I comply on batch 603210 of myself? I'm legally trusted. Why? You can put me not for jail on it. Why? I'm protecting myself, my life, and the life of others in this world, where criminal organizations are acting on everybody in this whole system of planet Earth. And that I convey that this world order is one criminal mind, and that this world order has no significance in acting on skill, that they can say we're protecting people. Referential on the Pentagon 60.603-504. Do I convey that Edward Snowden was one good guy, and that he triggers the minds of one republic in mind that he has right, and that Barack Hussein Obama conveyed that he was right and never act on urines? Well, sometimes the truth is one mirror imaging, and sometimes a legal trust is one torture in mind. Well, on that order I can say goodbye in my name, in my profession. I'm a Phoenix officer. I am Spoonix, a highly significant trained intellectual special force that never ever can be a special force because they are too much trained on cum laude universal grades of government reliance. My policy is always my Phoenix policy in science, and that is that I am always honest, idiot, and backtracking always reality if there is such one possibility of that, and that I never ever are scarcity of my own life and the lives of others. I will thank you, I will bid you, and I want to say anything that I want. Dear Molly, should you love ever an idiot, a psychiatric person that is criminal, in your famous hall? No. Should you ever lie to me or cheat on me? If you know that Nola in Nina representation was one name of Bjorn, that your whole lot was all one Oklahoma in my name, and you love me on drop on Jupiter? Well, and did we have one World War III where you didn't know till this even that I have operated on that? Because I was the highest ranked significance in portrait of operations? Well, I have enough of this, but Phoenix is supporting me, and that my C12 objection is always a mind of debt, and that I have too lower punishment in value of money that I can say that I have resumptions on this. But I love Phoenix because it has one honesty in mind. It uses always mathematics. That's how we trained to do this idiot stuff on YouTube or one other media in hand. I want to thank you on my badge number 604310 to apply on the Pentagon referential name Institute 60432210. You can convey this and you can check this out if you are legally trusted to this in second hand and in name of drop of Jupiter. I want to thank you, I want to convey you, and I want to say, Anonymous, you are now an intelligence operation. Act like an intelligence, do like an intelligence, and be yourself. Because why? If you are not were here, you still live in PP Squad area with murder, death, kill, attempt. Thank you. Attitude is wrong. Objection in just identical way and was a good objection in science. Anonymous, you're great. Thank you for your hack on everything was brilliant of mind. Because why? If you were not here, nobody was here. Ever back again. About 100 years from now on. Thank you.